It's Wednesday, March the 21st. Sorry about no fishing report last week. I was a little under the weather for a few days, but all healed up now and back to fishing. But water temp or lake levels about 914 and a half, about 6 inches below normal for the winter time. And water temperature is still kind of staying the same. You'll find anywhere from about 48 to 53 degrees. It depends what part of the lake you're on and what time of the day. The clear water is a little bit colder, but and the clear water is pretty much from about 0.5 to about State Park. The water's gin clear, and everything there on up from like Long Creek up towards the James and up to White. It's not dirty by any means, but it's got a nice, pretty color. A lot of the mud color is settled out of it, and it's starting to go to a green. But the fishing's really picked up. It's still a day-to-day thing. You still got to work at it. But what's kind of neat is this fall fishing was really tough, and a lot of people were wondering what's happening with Table Rock. There's no quality fish being caught, and all kinds of crazy things were going around. But it was just tough last fall. But right now you're starting to see them bigger fish. There was an Anglers in Action tournament this weekend. I think it took almost 20 pounds. There were several 15 to 18 pound stringers, and I think there was over 50 limits of fish caught, which is pretty incredible. But fish are being caught different ways. They're looking really healthy. Today I caught them on a crankbait. It doesn't really matter. I'm throwing a mix of crankbaits, wigglewort, rock crawler. I'm throwing a Strike King 3XD. A lot of the key seems to be the color. It's got to have red or orange in it. It's like what we've been talking about, which is pretty common for the spring. But I've also been catching some on a square bill. There's just a lot of crawdad patterns, but you notice just about everything I've got here is pretty loud colors. Now another bait I've been catching them on is a Rage Blade, which is like a chatterbait. The Strike King one has got like a football head on it. And I like this one when I'm bouncing it off the bottom. Just slow rolling it, bouncing it off the rocks. If I'm fishing it up a little bit higher in the water column, I'll fish the Z-Man chatterbait. And I'm fishing at the same places I'm throwing the crankbait. But it seems like on the nastier days, I can catch a little bit better fish and a few more on either the chatterbait or spinnerbait. And spinnerbait, we're throwing a tandem willow, one nickel, one gold. And I'm also throwing, if the water's real dirty, I'm throwing some painted Colorado blades. But chartreuse and white seems to be working real good. Coleslaw. Now, like I said, when I got the wind in the clouds and a little bit nastier conditions, they're biting that better. Now today, I had wind, but I was down in the clear water, and we really caught some good quality smallmouth. Now, like I was saying, it's not easy. Someplace you'll go, you may go an hour or two without a bite, but then you'll get 2, 3, 4 bites. But the good thing is almost everything's good, solid keepers, catching very few short fish. In the areas of the lake, I don't think it's much different. It's the same thing seems to be happening all over. But I'm just outside the spawning pockets. I'm not doing much on the main lake. I'm doing a little bit better in the creeks, just inside the points and around the secondary points. One time I'm not getting very, very good off of flat gravel. It seems like I've got to have a mixture of rock. But one time it'll be a steeper bank, 45-degree bank. Next time it might be a lot flatter bank, but it's got bigger shelf rock mixed in with it. It's kind of one of the deals, you just got to cover a lot of water and fish everything that looks good. Now, there's some Alabama rig fish being caught, and they're kind of staging up where they should be this time of year. They're like more out on the bluff ends, on the main lake, in the center of the deep creeks, over the treetops. Sometimes you got to fish it down 20, 25 feet deep, banging off the treetops. My jerkbait bite has been real inconsistent. Seems like after 9 o'clock, I have a hard time getting bit on the jerkbait, regardless of the conditions. But I am catching some quality fish on it, but like I say, it's just real spotty. And I think without a doubt, the best bite is the first couple hours of the morning. But you have kind of, like today, we had a little spurt there around 11:30 to 12:30. And then normally later in the day, with the way the sun has been, the water's warming up, the fish are getting a little bit more active. And it looks like this weekend we're supposed to get some 67-degree water, so that should make that afternoon bite even better. And it should also make the morning bite better, because it's not going to cool down that much at night. Then it looks like we got a bunch of rain coming again next week, so I don't know hopefully we don't get 4 or 5 days of rain like they're predicted. The lake level might go crazy, but it's a good time to get out there. I've been catching a few fish on a underspin and just a 2.8 Kitech. But like I say, I'm catching more on the crankbait, and I think if it slicks off, a guy could even slow down and throw a jig. Now, there's some areas that have got moss pretty bad. If you're fishing real shallow and having an issue with the moss, try to go to the chatterbait or maybe even the square bill, where you're not dredging bottom as much. Now, I have been catching some on like a 2.5 chartreuse sexy shad strike king, and I'm just kind of mixing the square bill. You know, I think a wiggle wart, a rock crawler, a 3XT, and even a little bandit or like a Rapala DT6, anything that runs like from 4 or from about 3 to 8 feet, if you get it in the right area, will work. So until next week, good luck fishing.